And I would be happy to introduce Mr. N. V.R. Mohan, Practice Head, Managed Services and Cloud at HCL. Mr. Mohan has around 18 years of experience in IT infrastructure, managed services, and cloud computing in the areas like practice development, sales, pre-sales, consulting, service delivery, RIM delivery, business management, business operations, and alliance management. In his current capacity as practice head and cloud management services at HCL Infosystems Limited, Mohan has been driving the launching of new service offerings, cloud sales business development, tools, pre-sales consulting, tools delivery, technology transformation initiatives, and technology partners alliance management across India, Singapore, Middle East geographies. Prior to HCL, Mohan has worked with Wipro Infotech, PCS Industries Limited, Unicorp Overseas Limited, and Zenith Computers Limited. I would like to welcome Mohan for today.
Yeah, thank you so much for the introduction. Good afternoon all. Thank you all for joining us this event. Before getting into the session, I'll just take 2 minutes introducing our team from HCL here. This is Satya Sai. He is our sales head for India, Middle East, and Singapore. This is Sudeep. He is our business development head for South India. This is Shashank. He is our solution architect. Again, the same geography, India, Middle East, and Singapore. He takes care of that. Ravi Shankar. He is again a senior solution architect. He's our, again, he focuses on India, Middle East, and Singapore. Thank you. Thank you all. So they'll be here with me. Probably if any questions related to them, probably they'll join us. Yeah. Now coming to the topic, obviously managed services. This is something. It's not a new buzzword in the industry. Okay. So probably I can say enterprise managed services. That is what something. Everybody is focusing on that, how to transform to that space and aligning to IT business goals, the managed services part, okay. So before getting into the slides, I just want to give you idea about some, like how this transformation can happen. Probably there are some 3 problems is what I just want to put it to you. And obviously we want to give you some inputs on that, before I conclude the session. So let me start with this. I think anyhow, this is known to all of us. Probably I'm talking about CIO and entire team and also service providers like us. Okay. So obviously every IT leader is under tremendous pressure, both sides. There are many business expectations and same time you have to manage the entire IT infra support and other ops, anything within the given budget. Okay. So that's what it's happening. So here I just want to give you, 3 areas especially. Like example, you take IT landscape, Probably if you look at your IT infrastructure overall, right now I can say like how many of you could able to see in a single view health of complete IT infra. So obviously that is one challenge, normally we see. And second important point is coming to the performance management, especially the application performance management. This is something obviously it exactly fits into this. So obviously business wants application should run better, performance has to be enhanced, but obviously same time you have to manage the same within the given budget. That is the second challenge. The third one I can say about end user automation. So obviously the objective is that if you look at end users. Right now, if you see whether it is you have been managing or some service provider like us is managing your infra, expectation is that month on month or year on year, the average resolution time should come down, okay, for all the end users. That's the expectation from business. And finally, obviously about cloud, I think I understood, many sessions have happened, we have gone through before. So cloud is again another example I can say, obviously, even though we are talking a lot about cloud, but there are many challenges there. But here in this session, I'm not going to touch more about cloud. So obviously I'll stick to the session, and probably in Q&A, let me see if I can able to answer a few queries on that. So on these challenges, yes, I just want to give some inputs, suggestions in, before I conclude the session. So this is a trend it is happening, like if you see 2003, 2008, that period obviously it was moving well within budgets. You're able to handle all the IT operations as per business expectations. But the trend, if you see post recession and especially last 3-4 years, obviously there's a huge gap, But same time, we have to manage within the budgets, okay? So what is the solution for this, okay? So obviously we have to look at some game changers in the overall management. So even though IT contributes just 5 to 7% of the expenses and 3 to 4% of the revenues of overall, any organization, but obviously if you see the power of IT, it's huge. Okay, so obviously it's controlling all revenues, both revenues and even the expenses actually. The impact is there across. Now coming to the IT spend, this is something we just put it, how the spend it is happening, across. So 70%, 60 to 70% it is going for BAU, the business as usual expenses. You take hardware, software and services part. Then coming to the new technology adoption, this includes new hardware procurement, then a new, the services part, and obviously the transformation part, so softwares and services part. So then within services, yes, these are the areas is what normally the spend will happen. Yeah. Now coming to the, how that expenses are spread across between run, grow, and transform. So obviously, as I mentioned, 60 to 70%, 65 to 75% is on run. That's what expenditures happens, any IT budget. Then 18% on the growth part and 14% on the transformation, okay? So here obviously we have to focus more on the transformation piece. I think that's what would help us to achieve our goals, whatever I just kick-started. Yes, time to do, this is what, we have to do more with less. So what are the areas we can look at it? So here we just highlighted only the areas, but how to do, yes, obviously you can think through, and I think power went off, okay. You can think through, or obviously, service providers like us, we would help you to achieve those, the goals, Should I wait or should I just think? If I think you're having printouts, probably I'll just move on, So I just want to ensure that within time we want to complete the session. So here if you see, obviously, like one is obviously reduce the risk, how to reduce the risk part. Then the collaboration, how we can look at more of collaboration. Then, enhanced CSAT. I think that is going to be the end objective for any of you. So that's what, we should look at and focus. And here, yes, as I mentioned that if you look at overall expenditures, the OPEX investment, obviously 5-6% is what it goes for IT. But within that, I think some 20% is what within that, how we can improve the overall productivity of this some 20 to 30%. I think that's what we should look at. And these are some of the levers, what we just mentioned here. Yeah, now I can say, yes, change is constant, I think. But now what we observe, we have been observing in the industry, it's really a lot of pressures, overall. Like example, you take myself, I have been in the IT industry and especially in IT infra services since last 18 years. Okay. So I can say I have seen maybe some 3-4 waves in overall, okay, in the industry. So obviously customers are changing, competition is changing, then the business is changing. The expectations are completely different. So are we ready to for this change? How effectively we can achieve our goals, the expected goals from business? That's what something I'll just take you through quickly. So these are some challenges what we have just listed down. Probably it's many more, but we thought we just list down at least some few of the critical challenges, like defining, delivering effectively the SLAs. So probably that is something it's more focus has to happen from business SLAs, that how effectively we can manage. Then the SLA deviations, that is something how we can ensure that timely actions on the SLA deviations. Then how to integrate service desk. Because service desk is something it's very critical in overall IT services space. Integration here I'm talking about infra and apps calls. Can we look at something integrated desk? Then the changing business requirements, how to handle that. And the another important challenge is asset management. Probably right now upfront I can tell you, because most of my time I spent in India only, Indian customers, managing Indian customers. Asset management is something, if you ask me right now, I can say even though, even all of us, like I'm talking from service providers point of view, we will achieve that X%, Y% and all, but yes, the effectiveness is something I can say it's a challenge right now. So, but there are ways, I think the way technology is changing now, there are ways how we can improve the effectiveness. I think, but that is something I'll just give you some inputs, before I conclude this session. Then the client environment. So I think this is something how we can move to the centralized environment from the decentralized environment. And in the last, this is the most critical challenge, that is security. So I think endpoint protection, and if you look at the IS part, becoming very critical. So let me just put some answers here. So what we have done here, we just try to put based on our experience, in this space. So obviously, we can further discuss and debate on this. And whenever you give us some time, probably we can take you to deep into these areas actually. So how to optimize the cost savings through enterprise managed services? I think that's what I was mentioning, We should say the enterprise managed services. So that is something, the message is that how you can transform your entire IT infrastructure and the apps, the management space into the transformed stage, That is something we should look at right now. So adopting the transformational IT management approach, best leveraging people and obviously process and technology. But I think this is what everyone, they talk about it. That's what I think you also project internally. But how effectively in these three areas you are able to do, I think that's what we should look at and see, how you can move on to the next steps, okay? So that is one lever and, the challenge and how we can look at it. Coming to the SLA-based, SLA management part, again here, how we can bring in the predictability, standardization and optimization and non-linear approach. So out of all predictability, standardization, optimization, I think this is something, obviously, I know all of you are focused on that. I think this is one of the KRA, okay? But last one, non-linear approach. I think this is something is a real challenge, even though we talk, but how effectively to deliver. That is something, it's a real challenge actually. I'm talking about both sides, from IT team and service providers point of view. But at least I can say the way technology has transformed last few years, yes, there are solutions for this. That's what, we can look at that. The next one, cost and timelines, how to identify the cost and timelines for the managed services projects. Then here, obviously, it's more to talk about the governance. Okay, the governance model and the practiced approach, okay. So this also will just talk more about in my next slides, how we can make it predictable, these two important areas. How can CIOs, IT heads achieve the optimal balance between cost, efficiency, effectiveness and quality? I think this is something, I think this is what, once we achieve this, I think our objectives are achieved, okay? Your objectives and our objectives, okay? So having trusted expert IT partner who understand the business, I think this is very, very important. And in the upcoming slides, I think we put one slide on the key parameters and the areas what you should look at identifying an IT partner. That's what we mentioned there. Probably I'll just run through there. So here, I just want to talk about the effectiveness. Probably I'll give you an example. You take tools. I'm sure, I think in all your organizations, you would have implemented some set of tools. Either it might be EMS level tools or some third-party tools or in-house tools, okay? But if you see the tools effectiveness, that's a major challenge right now, okay? So I'm talking about India geography especially. I think tools effectiveness is something, how effectively you are using. Maybe let me quote an example. You implemented the service management tool, okay, service desk tool. But how effectively you have been using that tool, by delivering all the key features, because every tool will come with a lot of features, whether all the features are being delivered and how the performance measurement is happening. That is one thing is a challenge. I think even for that we have some solutions. Probably I'll just touch base about that. So yeah, let me recap what we discussed till time. So the challenges and the probable solutions, what we should look at in managing the overall the services effectively. So I think this is what the flow it happens. So if you look at above the challenge, the define and deliver the measurement of SLAs. I think this is something we have to make it more effective, measurable way and in a controlled way. Okay, so that's what we should look at it. Then the consolidation. Obviously, this is something it's happening. I think more or less all of you, I'm sure you would have looked at these areas. I think that is second, one of the important point I should say. All of us look at that, how to do the consolidation. That is something you should look at it. Then agility. I think this is something again, probably I have seen. Here also there is a maturity. Okay. Example, if you look at it in implementations, the trend what I have seen. Earlier, obviously, most of us and even most of you, the project managers especially, I think you would be focusing more on the waterfall methodology. Okay. But now I have seen many people, they are looking at the agile methodology and Scrum, and of course, there are many areas are there. So that's what people are started implementing those methodologies effectively. But yes, as you know, in agile, obviously, we have to do it very effectively. Otherwise, we can't achieve that end results. Okay. So I think that's what we should look at in every area. Then security. I think especially it comes to the physical security or the IT security part, the IS and endpoint security and all. I think this is something, one more area, it's a key focus area, is something we should focus, and how effectively we have to manage that, So for that, maybe I just want to give an example. You take, the log management part. So normally what I have observed is, even in the enterprises, very few organizations, they implemented this SIM tools, okay. So yes, it's expensive, that tool, but if you implement that effectively, then we will achieve this result, So whatever we are talking about, the cost optimization, the contribution will happen from SIEM, and also the assurance on the security part, okay. So it all depends on how effectively you will evaluate those tools and how effectively the implementation partner will implement. I think these two are important areas, people have to focus. Then coming to the overall IT performance and the CSAT satisfaction index, I think here probably I can say the predictability is something, how you are going to achieve. I think here I can tell you, I'm sure you might be practicing that, and even service providers also talking about that, balanced scorecard, okay. So balanced scorecard is something, one of the best practice I can say. But obviously, again, here also, it all depends on how effectively you would implement and you would achieve the results. Then value adds. So, like example, if you look at in IT infra services and even in the apps part, there are value adds, and the transformation is happening from the technology front, okay. But again, here, because there are many solutions are available in the industry, and someone has to effectively, evaluate and finalize the solution. I think that's what one has to focus. So this is something we just put a definition from our point of view and with our experience. Obviously, if you see from MSP University, that is Managed Service Providers University, I think the definition varies. I think we just put this, So any defined set of proactive services that are remotely delivered and defined as per SLA on a recurring basis. I think this is what broadly I can say that is what will fit into the present scenario, okay. So as per SLA means obviously the business SLA is what I am talking about. So, I think there is a definition about each. I don't want to get into in details. Then coming to the overtime to deliver higher business impact. So this is something what we have done. We have just put 3-stage approach here. So normally how this whole transformation is happening in a stage by stage. Probably either of you would be into one of these stages, That's what the industry it's happening. So obviously on the business impact side and value addition part. Yeah, this is what the traditional model, T&M, then on-site tools, ITIL. Obviously ITIL is like common across, even in the basic model. So this is one area, but in India, if you see the transformation, especially in mid-range enterprises and SMB, so this is what happening right now, the majority of the organizations. I'm not saying all, but there are organizations, they shifted to the next stage. The next one I can say about SLA-based services, okay, of the IT operations, and then on-site and remote support part. This is more to talk about the RIM. I think right now you take any service providers, most of the service providers, I can say they have this RIM capabilities. So this is something hybrid model. That's what it is happening, the managed services. But obviously if you ask me the desired state, what you should look at it, probably most of you or some of you might be in these two areas, but this is what the area is what we should move. So this is the area where we can support you and we can play some role here, the transformation. So here if you look at it, what we have observed is that I think this business aligned IT, I think that is something has become again the buzzword. But exactly the KPIs, how it's going to be linked to the business SLAs, I think that is what something, it all depends on SLRs, I should say, service level requirements is what you should be clear. And of course, before that, the SLO part, service level objective, then SLR, then SLA. I think these are the three areas, if you can do effectively, then this is something, you can really look at these areas. Then same time, you must need, the effective service provider who can transform the state from the current state to the desired state. I think that's what, it all depends on the service providers, I should say. I'm not talking about only managed services provider, but other players also, like tools and the technology part. So this is what what we recommend, and the transformation is what happening. The roadmap, how to achieve the service excellence. So obviously this is what the traditional model. I think we talked about that, the break fix, and all of you are aware that I don't want to get into that. FMS, we used to say facilities management service, then SLA, business SLA, then user satisfaction rating. Then obviously the end objective is that customer delight. I think all these key parameters and the transformation should help us reaching to that customer delight. So here these are the players, but these are the levers, I should say, levers and the transformation areas like DR automation, client automation, the process automation. So here again I can say about APM and OPM part, both areas, then EMS, then continual service improvement, DCIM, and the transformation. So we just put few areas actually. So again DCM, I think that is something is a buzzword since 2012. So data center infrastructure management, this is a tool platform, and this is just started in 2012 in US, but yes, in India also there is a lot of focus happening on this, So maybe I'll just give you an example. DCIM is something, it takes care of both IT and non-IT assets in your data center very effectively. So this is again one more area where that lot of transformation is happening in India also. Yeah. Now coming to our own capabilities point of view and the approach part, I think that is what both we just integrated and we put these slides, especially from process part and the technology. So this is the overview about our service offerings, IMS, infrastructure managed services. So again, this I don't want to get into the depth, but maybe I can say in one line that we can offer from end-to-end IT services, IT infra services. That's what I can say, which includes the transformation piece and all. So here again we put some examples, moving from CapEx to the OpEx model. So this is about service desk, the service management part, and this is something tentative CapEx cost is what we mentioned. We just put it here, It's not accurate, both sides, so approximate savings what we mentioned. So I can say right now from our RIM center that is located in Pondicherry, so we have been managing 3 customers, like 2 are in Bangalore and 1 from Mumbai. So this is very effective actually. Out of these 3 customers, I can say the savings, the range is something like 50 to 70%. We have done this. It's a proven case is what I have mentioned here. Okay. So anyway, here the plus is like the capex plus this 33 lakhs 12,640 into 3, then that is the total. Huh? So I just want to clarify that. Okay. And again, this happened with a leading EMS tool. So obviously I can't say name right now, but that's what we have done. Again, this is another, the sample case, we just put it how from current setup to new setup, the transformation can happen. But here the big player is ITIL framework, again the V3, ITIL V3, how effectively we have implemented. So framework in the sense, I just want to say about ITIL framework in service management means tool. Obviously, the tool has to be ITIL V3 compliant. That has to be important. Obviously, people-wise, if you see, many people I can say they're all like foundation certified, no, right now in an industry. Maybe here all of you are, maybe most of you. So that is happening. People knowledge part, there is no problem, but tool, I think tool has to be really ITIL V3 compliant. That's what this case. So these are all some benefits like the improvement part and what are the areas the improvement would happen and what are the areas the areas can be optimized or reduced. So obviously I don't want to get into that depth. Probably whatever time available for me, I just want to spend on some few inputs, very good inputs where it would help you. So this is what about our transformation story. These are some of the areas is what we have been focusing very high and a lot of investment is going. And out of this 12 initiatives in our existing customers, we have implemented some of the initiatives. I should say all 12, but for different customers. Okay. So I think I understood morning there are a lot of sessions happened on MDM and BYOD. I think yeah, that is one area I think everybody is focusing. So I don't want to get into depth of each areas. Okay. So like APM, then client operations monitoring. Again tool-based service what we made it. MDM and BYOD. Even we have an engagement with leading players in the industry in MDM. But obviously BYOD is something, it will not come from any MDM player. Okay? BYOD, it all depends on the service provider and organization, how effectively you will implement. Maybe here if you ask me one challenge, because myself implemented one large project, the BYOD. I was one of the, the project lead. So some time back, 3 years back. So here in BYOD, if you ask me, the challenge is the policy. How effectively you define the policy. That's what, it all depends on your effectiveness of the project. Okay. So I think DCM I talked about that. MPS, again, that is another area where there's a lot of focus happening. So in all these areas, we have the, I can say the expertise. Then continual improvement. This is something CSI part, if you see, this is what approach we follow. There are like, these are these 6 areas is what we focus, the call reduction through automation. So here only I just want to highlight about the challenge, one challenge I talked about now. So how to reduce resolution time. So right now I think if you see the industry, any IT, I'm talking about, let me talk about incidents. Service request, obviously it's not applicable much here. If you take incident, average, it takes 30 minutes to 1 hour, average I'm talking about. You take any type of incident, okay. So obviously how effectively you can optimize the time, okay. So here we can say, I should talk about this end user automation, okay. So that is something we have really good expertise, and there it all depends on how effectively you will implement the solution, the UA solution. So normally what happens in end user space, there are multiple solutions are available, okay, even from Microsoft and other tools, okay. And but if you look at from end user point of view, obviously even including all of us, I must say, we are not very effective using those solutions, okay. Always we expect engineer to come to our laptop or desktop and they should come and attend, even though it is available on the system, that's what it is happening. But it all depends on, the adoption, how effectively you drive the campaigns to do the effectiveness. So here again, we have some good examples from HCL. Then about these tools, the compliance audits, and this is what the process we follow. Yeah, so these are some 10 points is what we just mentioned, These are the points is what you should look at while choosing any service provider, okay. So I think, I don't want to get into the depth again. So I think the 9th one is very, very important, innovation, DNA of innovation. So again, this has to happen on a constant basis, otherwise it will not help. So this is what our transition methodology, probably I can say, even I have worked in multiple organizations and 4 organizations before HCL. This is one thing, it's a very proven methodology, what we follow very effectively for both our India and Middle East customers and Singapore, okay. So the due diligence space, then, everywhere, obviously the gates have been defined. So startup, knowledge transfer, shadow support, and primary support, okay. So we just mentioned the key points. So here, obviously, up to KT is something, that's what it happens, I'm sure you understood that. But shadow support is what we normally do is that, okay, the incumbent or your own team, in case if you are transforming or moving your IT infra to somebody's support, the vendor model, the partner model, then they would be delivering, our team would be monitoring how they're doing it. Then the primary support is something we would play the role, the managing part, and they would observe us. So then that's what we will conclude based on the timelines. So again, SLM, the approach, this is what our approach we follow. So of course, it's as per ITIL V3, but here I should say about the 3 stages. That is something we do very effectively, the defining, execute, control, and improve. So again, here if you look at it, that the UC part, that is underpinning contracts. I think this is again one of the major challenge, normally if you see, even though you are service provider to do a vendor management, but how effectively it's happening. That is something we have some best practices. OLA, obviously, that's again very effectively we manage within HCL, because a lot of within groups, we coordinate very well with the OLA. And this is one more thing very important actually, the exit plan, that's what we just want to purposefully put this slide, from incumbent, whenever that exit happens, what are the key areas you should look at? I think we thought this is something would help you, The plan, do, check, act. I think that's what we should follow. And these are the areas, the individual areas is what we mentioned. Now coming to the overview about our offerings, these are our offerings, okay. So probably as I mentioned, yes, we have service offerings end-to-end in the IMS part, and of course on the FMS part, because FMS is something we have been doing it since last, 30 years, I should say. Even IMS also, probably last 8 years or 9 years, that's the expertise we have. Yeah, this is my last slide. So how can you build a roadmap for your IT infra efficient, to make it more efficient? Then what are the key projects you are underway right now in the planning stage or launching stage? And what are your plans evaluating, implementing the managed services, and how we can help you? So now I'll take only 2 minutes before getting into Q&A. Okay, so I just talked about the initial, while starting those challenges. So probably APM part I have already mentioned, the application performance, how effectively should improve within the same cost. Business is expecting that, okay, they will not give any approval maybe from CFO. You have to manage within existing infra, you have to improve application performance. How will you do? I can say, even personally, I was part of those projects, APM, application performance management. This is something I can say one of the best solution. And again, it depends on how effectively you will implement, okay? So there are a lot of tools available. Obviously, it's a tool-based service actually, and we have that expertise here. The second one, cloud. We have expertise in both, private cloud and public cloud. Public cloud, again, we have our own infra offerings from Mumbai and Noida. So there, obviously, that's what you should look at, the virtualization part and other consolidation part, That's something cloud, I don't want to get into depth there. Then another important point which we talked about, the overview of your IT landscape. Can you see the health of your IT in a single window? So that is something, of course, there are a lot of EMS tools, everybody, they claim that, but how effective, maybe you can give me some inputs there. But here what we have done, no, we have our own in-house tools, the EMS tag, we call it as Tefila. So here, this is something we made it very effective. So, you will have the overview of all the infra, and the tools can be different tools. I'm not saying that you have to implement Tefila suite or some set of defined tools or given whatever tools we say you should. No, not like that. I can say it's a tool agnostic, platform what we have developed. So that's what I think, you should look at it. And the last one, coming to the asset management. Again, asset management. Here again, I can say from my experience, no, it all depends on the policy, the asset management policy, how you define, then the tool evaluation, again, it will play a major role, and the final one is the customization. How you do that customization, keeping in mind your future growth. I think these are some of the areas is what I thought I'll just touch base. Yeah, I think that's all session from our side. Probably, yeah.